All right, welcome back to another episode. My name is Matt Healy. I am joined today with Michael Floyd. Michael, thanks for joining us. This is pretty awesome. I always like to kind of throw something out here for you. So I was reading on your social media, right? And you had there, a dream does not become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Tell me why that's on there.
It just makes me, first of all, Matt, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
here.
man.
I appreciate it. I like stuff like this. But it's just something that I took a dream from so small, growing up in an area where I did, east side of St. Paul, not too many people get out of there. And especially having a big dream like I did, playing in the NFL, it usually does not come. It doesn't happen,
No.
So
I don't know what the percentages are. I'm a hockey guy, but football, I'm assuming they're extremely low too.
It's a very small percentage that can make it to the top of the elite level.
Yeah.
But I just manifested it. I put my head down, and I just did the best that I could to make my dreams come true, and it did.
Yeah. So you put a lot of determination, sweat, hard work in that.
Yeah, I think it's every single day. I mean, actually listening to Kobe Bryant, like instead of listening to music, instead of listening to music in my car, I just listen to, just inspirational things. And Kobe Bryant mentioned that someone asked him, like, how long were you like focused and, determined? And he's like, well, 20 years, and people don't understand that, like, it takes a long time to see results. But, when you're putting in that time, and you're really wanting something to happen. Yeah. Like a lot of people think like, yeah, they want that, but they forget the middle part. The middle part, and that's the most crucial part. And people are saying, oh, it doesn't work. Well, you miss steps 5 through 12. So like, yeah, of course it's not going to work.
No, there's actually a stat that if you spent, it's less than 20 minutes a day for 365 days. And any given playing the guitar, football, basketball, baseball, anything, that you're going to be better than 95% of the world in that discipline. Now, to go to the NFL, professional hockey player, baseball player, that margin is got to be unbelievably different. From that to get to 95 to 100%, like 99% chance that you're going to make it into the NFL.
Yeah, I think it starts with college, like 300-something college athletes, football players, and it goes to 1,300 in the NFL. Wow. That's how I know. Yeah.
Wow. So you had a dream of playing the NFL. And how long were you in the NFL? How long did you play professional?
I played 8 years.
8 years in the NFL.
8 years in the NFL. It's crazy. My dad at third grade said, Michael, you think you can make it to the NFL? I think you can make it to the NFL. And at that age, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to go and play football and have fun.
Yeah, you're doing it for fun.
Yeah, because at that age, it's for fun. And then 8th grade came around, and a coach that coached at Crean Durham Hall, sophomores, he came to me and my friends and were like, hey, like, you guys should think about going to Cretan. Mm-hmm. And we didn't know a dang on thing about Crean at all, being from where we're from. But we got the invite to go there and applied and got in. And I always tell people that was the best decision ever in my life.
Wow. So why? Why was that the best decision in your life? Sports-wise, education-wise, just like, was there a discipline side of things there? Like, why was that the best decision?
Well, at the time, it was the best football school. I still think it's the best football school.
Okay.
And academically, too, it was one of the best in the state. So I knew that if I just surround myself around like-minded people that wanted to go to college, because that's what I wanted to do, that eventually, something's going to happen for you, whether it's an athletic scholarship or actually just going to college, being the first one in my family to do that. So.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat. Good for you. So the environment that you put yourself in plays a significant role and impact on how you're going to turn out, is what I'm hearing from you.
100%. I think so.
Yeah. So, and then you also said something else about just listening to positive affirmations, things in your car. You're not listening to the radio or listening to music. You're listening to things that put good stuff in your head, right? And it was actually, I have not listened to the radio in 5 years. It was a January thing. I'm just going to not listen to the radio anymore. It's only going to be podcasts and audiobooks and stuff like that, which is funny because I'm on the radio. I advertise on the radio. And I hope this doesn't come out. I don't even listen to it. So I think there's a lot that to be said with what you're doing in that same capacity, is just what you put in good and you get good out. right?
Yeah, I feel like if you just always speak positive about yourself. Yeah. Whether that, is...
So how do you do that? You're having a bad day in real estate. It's been a tough week. You don't have a closing. How do you stay positive still? And maybe some of the lessons you learned.
I just know that there's more opportunity out there, especially with cold calling. I saw a YouTube clip. He was saying, one person said, no to them. But you got to understand that there's 1,000 other numbers that you can call. Yep. So, like, if you just stay consistent and keep going and polishing up what you're going to say and how to say it, something's going to happen to you. Like, it's going to happen. It's a numbers game.
It really is.
And it's going to pop off for you.
Yep. And so if you knew you're going to get 100 no's before you get a yes, and you start calling, you'd be excited to get those no's because it's closer to the yes.
Yeah, but people don't understand, too, that you're practicing and you're working at your craft every time you have them conversations. Yeah. So you're getting better and better each time. And when that 101th caller comes, you're ready to go.
You're ready.
You're ready.
You're prepared.
You're prepared.
All right. So you just kind of get back on track here a little bit. So NFL, played 8 years. Now you're in real estate, right? And you've had a good success rate. I looked up your numbers, and you've been doing great, right? Since 2023, only a few years in the business, and most agents aren't doing the number of transactions that you've done, right?
Yeah.
So and you said you're a cold caller, you've done expireds and canceled, right? Did that you decide that was going to be your revenue stream as soon as you got into the business, or how was your business plan or game plan getting in one that you were like, okay, this is how it's going to go?
Well, that's funny because when I first started, I didn't know anything about the business at all, and I started working with a lot of buyers. And when can buyers mostly see houses is, once they're done with work. So 4 or 5 o'clock. So I have 3 kids, and they're done with school at 3:30.
Okay.
So the first few months, my wife let it go by, and then she sat me down and goes, Michael, you gotta do something different. Either you quit what you're doing, real estate wise, or like you gotta pick another niche.
She needs you home.
She needs me home
with the kids.
She needs me home with the kids. So my algorithm started hitting on social media of cold calling.
Yeah.
And being the best side is being on the sell side of it.
Yep.
Because it just releases just more time for you and your family. You're not running around the city just looking at houses.
Yep.
So I actually looked at, YouTube clips of some of the best guys who cold call.
Yeah.
One guy, Aaron Novello in Florida, and then another guy.
Aaron, yep.
Yeah, Brandon Morin out of Michigan.
Okay.
And I just start studying their YouTube.
Yeah.
What to say and how to say it. And I have a 615 group that's about 4 of us around the country that role play every morning.
Love every morning.
Every morning.
There's a lesson to be had in that.
Every morning.
Even someone that does it every day.
Yeah.
And you've made this a big revenue stream for you is still practicing.
Yeah.
Every day.
And there's a guy in there in my group out of San Antonio who always says when beginners come into our conversation or our meeting at role playing, he says there's $10,000+ on the line. There's $10,000+ on the line for you to make to change your kind of family's dynamic and how they move. So like, I feel like that, just saying that, and I told him after that, I was speaking with him, like that lights fire underneath me.
Yeah.
And it should with everybody else, because like you can make it happen.
You really can.
If you really want to.
Yep. Well, and everybody has a different motivation, whether it be money or satisfaction of helping people. But at the end of the day, you put a dollar amount to what every call could be worth to you.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of good with that. I think that's really powerful. Absolutely.
Yes.
So how long would you say have you been consistently calling expireds and canceled?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Talk to me about your morning routine or your routine, what that looks like. 6:15 in the morning, Monday through Friday. You're up, script practicing every day. And then what? What does that look like so that you stay consistent with your calling?
So my day really actually starts off at 5.
Okay.
So 5 o'clock, 5:30, I go to a place over northeast Minneapolis called Embrace North. It's a sauna cold tub spot. So that really gets me in the mindset of, gets me alert, gets me aware.
So you do a cold tub every morning?
Every morning.
All right.
Every morning. And then 6:15, we start role playing. 7 o'clock done. 7 o'clock, I wake up my kids, get them ready for school, get them out the house as fast as I can. And then 9 o'clock is usually when I start calling because 8:30 I have kids during that time.
So I'm the same way. Same thing.
When most people start at 8 o'clock, I have to actually start at 9 to give me time. So I really figured, I'm behind the 8 ball already. What can my opening line be when I'm calling people to make them stay on the phone? Because I can't just say, hey, my name is Michael with eXp Realty. How are you? No, they're going to hang up. They already heard 3 people talk to them.
Yeah.
So I usually go with, people think it's kind of funny, but it's catching. Like, hey, my name is Michael Floyd with the Minnesota Vikings. How are you? So it really gets them to be like,
whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
Who is this?
Yep.
Who is this? And I say, yeah, this is Michael Floyd.
That's really smart.
I play with the Minnesota Vikings, and I help all my former players and coaches, help sell their house, and I see you having an issue. Are you still looking to sell? And then after that, I kind of just get into regular conversation.
Yeah.
And it's more of getting information as to why they're selling, why they're motivated to sell.
Yep.
And that's the key. What's the motivation? Now, if it's, something happened in their family, they need to sell, you get into that. And then it comes into, you're more of just, not just a realtor, you're more of like a therapist.
Yeah.
And you're actually
we are therapists.
Yeah, the feelings, to get down to the root of, why are they selling? And it's more caring. They feel cared for, which I'm not doing it just to role play and talk to them. I'm doing it because I actually care and I want to help. And I know I can.
Well, sales is a lot of times is helping the other person get out of their own way.
Yeah.
And when you really believe that it isn't their best interest to talk to you and listen to you, you have to do everything you can to keep them on the phone and start building that rapport, right? Yeah. So that you can get an appointment because it is in their best interest to have you out to the home.
Yeah.
Right.
And there is some guys where like they're super overpriced. And if you come in there and you show them the numbers, show them the data, but you're confident as to what you're saying, it's going to flip a switch in that seller's mind and be like, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. But if you're going there hesitant, you're not confident, you don't know, they feel that too.
They do.
So they're going to be like, oh, no, I'm going to just stick to $800,000.
Yep.
Instead of when the price should be $715,000.
Yep.
So.
More homes have been overpriced just because agents didn't have they were too afraid to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Right. Didn't have the numbers to support it, or they weren't believable, or whatever the reason is. But if you're confident and you have the right scripts and you really truly want to help them sell their home, not just put it on the market, but sell their home, they usually pay attention. They usually listen.
Yeah.
And if it was expired or canceled or something that came off the market, they had one go around that didn't work. Yeah. So maybe it isn't the other agent, or maybe it is them, and they're looking for some guidance.
Yeah. Or they say, yeah, Michael, what are you going to do differently then?
Yeah, what are you going to do differently?
What are you going to do differently? I said, that's a great question. It's not really what I'm going to do differently. It's just what I'm going to do a lot better for you.
Yeah.
And I would love to meet with you for just 10 to 15 minutes. And after that 10 to 15 minutes, if you don't like what I'm saying, we can shake hands. You can kick me out of your house. But at least you interviewed one of the top agents here in the Twin Cities.
Like that. I like that a lot. That's really good. That's great. Okay, so what if there's agents out there that are afraid of cold calling. They're not getting the business they want to get, and they're afraid to get on the phone and do canceled or expireds, right? They get that. It's just like door knocking. There's like this negative stigma to them. Like, I don't want to do that. That's too free. I'm too afraid of that, right? So how did you, one, overcome that? And two, what would your advice be to other agents out there that are really trying to break into that revenue stream?
Well, I got into it. So my family takes trips out of the country every year. So when I first started, we were in Italy, and I went to the top of the hotel and I started cold calling. And this guy gets on the phone, and I go through my script, and he gives me a listing appointment. At that time, I had someone else calling for me because I had call reluctance.
Yep.
And as soon as I got that listing appointment, I called that ISA that was calling for me, and I fired them.
Because you're like,
I can do this. I can do this. And it's a time of, they always say, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yep.
And definitely, like cold calling, I'm even nervous in the beginning.
Yeah.
But you get on like this role of feeling confident, the more conversations that you have. And then like when that call comes, like you you're just excited.
Yes.
You already know what to say. You already know what they're going to say, the objections, and you go forward with it.
Yeah.
But I would say to a first-year realtor that I would give it a try. I mean, there's so much opportunity in that.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that are looking for someone just to help them. Okay,
so what about the days that you feel like you're not that motivated? I'm going to go back to that question a little bit. So or does that 6:15 script practice in the morning, right, with that group, are you fired up after that and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go? Is that your motivation to get going and forces you to do it? Or is there something else that drives you to make sure that you get your butt on the phone?
Well, there's two things. That too, I feel super motivated after I get done with that conversation.
Yeah.
But also, I want to get a different image of myself. And I want my kids to know that dad is working really hard and this is how he does it. And he's not just a football player. He's a salesman.
Yeah.
And he can sell people's houses.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. And then when we go around the neighborhood, I'm like, hey, Michael Jr., Sienna, Liv, Daddy sold 8 of them houses over there.
Yeah.
In a row.
In a row.
Just because I was good with one person, I got it done, and it just was a domino effect.
Yeah.
And that's my why, is my family.
I really love that. And because I think you could say, you retire from the NFL, be like, I made it to the top.
Yeah.
Right. I am the elite of the elite. I'm just going to sit back now and kind of just relax.
Mm-hmm.
Right. How do you manage that life when you get out of being around the top players in the world? The mindsets are the top in the world. The coaches are the best in the world. Mm-hmm. The conversations are the best in the world, right? How do you leave that and go into real estate where you're a solo agent by yourself?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What do you do, right? I don't even know how to manage that, right?
It's tough.
Because I love being around great people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would just be, yeah. So second question to that is your kids, why did you decide to go get something else and why real estate to showcase like you as a salesperson?
Yeah. Well, I took 3 years off when I retired in 2020.
Okay.
And I didn't know what to get into.
Okay.
I didn't know what I want to do. I actually told myself, Michael, make enough money so that you never have to work again.
Yeah.
And I did so. But
Yep.
There's more to me than just playing football. And my wife said, you live in a state where you can't golf all the time, Michael. So you got to pick up your time somewhere else. Something has to.
You got to do something.
Got to do something. So I was playing pickup basketball, and a couple of guys in the morning were like, Mike, man, you should get into real estate.
Oh.
And I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. But after sitting down with my wife and talking, she was like, yeah, that'd be good for you. So I got into it. And it was great. I love meeting new people.
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert, so you bring me into a room, like I just like to mingle with people.
Yeah.
And I always tell people this also, like, pick a spot that you like. Like I closed 4 deals out of a sauna.
Out of a sauna.
Out of a sauna.
So you were finding your tribe in the sauna because you like being in the sauna.
Yeah.
All right, so that's okay. So what else? Where else do you go?
So I go to Starbucks.
Okay. Spot.
I go to Embrace North, the sauna cold tub spot.
Yep.
The sauna only is at Lifetime. So that's why I took 4 deals out of. And they're all still my friends. But it started with a normal conversation in there.
Yeah.
But it's just the people that are at 5 a.m., they're there every day. And eventually you just create this relationship. You get to learn about each other. And when something comes up, they think of you first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you see each other every day.
See each other every day. And it's not even about work.
No. It's something you're doing because you like to do it. Now you found like-minded people that are doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go in there, and they're like a regular, normal conversation. And when it's time for them to sell, they think of me. I remember one guy was like, I sold his house from the sauna, and he moved to Florida. And he was thinking about keeping his house.
Yeah.
And I'm tying my shoe, getting ready to leave one morning out of Lifetime. And he goes, hey, Michael, we had a change of thought. We want to sell a house, and we want you to do it. I didn't even know that was coming.
No.
I thought it was over. We're just going to have a relationship, friends. You're in Florida. If I want to come down there and hang out at your house, cool. But he was like, yeah, I need you to sell my house. And I was like, great. Well, let's do it. And, you know, that was just one of the 4 people that I saw in the sauna that got the job done.
So what a difference, though. So your revenue streams for your business are sphere referrals, right? Spots that you go to, cold calling and canceled expireds, right? Those are your kind of, and they're very different things, right?
Yeah.
Complete stranger to just building relationships. Now, eventually you're going to build relationships with the canceled and expireds, but you only have a couple seconds on the phone to do that. And your opening line probably would work with me. I think that would probably be, I think that's probably a pretty good one. Andy, would that work with you? Yeah. They're like, all right. Yeah. Okay. So maybe I got to change that. I just got to go be a professional hockey player first. And then that might be a long track. Yeah. I don't think that's going to work. So do you have any other aspects of your business, revenue wise? Like, do you like the idea of, do you own investment properties? Do you flip homes? Do you, anything else?
I do
open houses.
Yeah. I do investment properties. I have my own, actually, just duplexes. But I found out that I'm not really a guy to be like that. There's so much that goes into that.
Yeah.
People always talk about on the internet, like it's cash flow, this, but they don't understand that, like, you know, a pipe might burst, you know, or, you know, the furnace might go out.
Yep.
You know, all these issues that occur in owning investment properties, you know, sometimes you just don't cash flow. Yeah. And it's tough. And I'm learning that now. So I'm probably going to ease my way out of that and just go solely just helping people, you know, buy and sell homes.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing when you're not looking for it, but you're there for a genuine reason, like to build a relationship, make friends. I joke, after 40, even after 30, it's so hard to make new friends.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are really just forget how to do it. As a kid, you show up anywhere and next you leave the day and you got 5 new friends.
Yeah.
Right? Why is it so difficult as parents or as adults?
I think Minnesota's like that too. Minnesota's super, I would say, cliquey. You know,
cliquey?
Cliquey, as in like they've been with the same group of people since probably kindergarten. So if anyone comes in new, they're like the outlier. Like they're just like seeing, like, how do I fit in?
And do you feel like that's different in other states?
I do. I feel like there's, I mean, there's just the type of people, you know, it's just more, they're more open to new families coming in. And I just think that Minnesota just, you know, is super, I would say cliquey.
Interesting. Well, so I went to New York for about 5 days for work, right? And I made more friends in that 5 days in New York than I have in Minnesota, like, for a long time. And I would thought that would have been opposite, right? So interesting. I don't know. I'll have to kind of pay attention to that a little bit. I'm going to have to pay attention to that a little bit. So your strategy, though, is just to kind of go to the spots that you go and be an extroverted. So how do you start a conversation with someone?
I just say, hey, or, you know, we talk about sports in there.
Yep. You're in the sauna, just...
when you're having conversations in the sauna, it makes the time go by faster.
That pain of sitting there?
Yeah. So it might be 20 minutes you want to sit, but having that conversation, you're going to probably go over. So 25, 30.
Yeah.
Just because of that. And then you realize when you get out, like, dang.
I was in there a long time.
Wow. Yes. I actually did what I wanted to do. I would have left after 10 minutes if it was quiet. But
it's harder for me on the cold tub.
That's 3 to 5 minutes.
That's hard. Yeah. But even those 3 to 5 minutes are a long time.
But like I said, if you have someone in there that's going to talk to you, I'm telling you, you're going to be 3 minutes going to go by. You're going to be like, wow.
That was fast.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, okay. So I always say give a compliment. Just go up to somebody and say, give them a compliment, right? Mm-hmm. Easy way to start a conversation. Do you have any approach that you like? This is how I start a conversation? Are people curious? They come up to you? Do you start the conversations?
I think it goes 50-50. Sometimes it depends. Depends on the age of the people. But usually I would say, I mean, I don't know. We just talking about sports.
Okay.
Someone would bring it up. Did you hear about this in the
Inevitably.
News? But somehow, I don't know. Like, it's either they start the conversation or I do. But I definitely keep it going. And
you carry it.
I carry it.
All right.
I carry the conversation, and I know I feel positive in that conversation. I feel happy.
Yeah.
You know, because there's some people in there that are quiet and down, and you never know what's going on in someone's life.
You never know.
You know?
Yep.
So, I try to be a positive light regardless of when I'm speaking to anybody.
That's good. We need more of those.
We do.
We need a lot more of those. And yeah, you never know what struggle or what someone's going through.
No.
So sometimes just a simple smile at somebody can change their day.
Mm-hmm.
I take the same approach. I try to just bring positivity everywhere I go.
Yeah. Or like even in a drive-through at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like some woman might have some nice eyebrows, and I'll be like, "Wow, you got some nice eyebrows."
It made her day.
Yeah, it made her day.
Yeah.
And it's not just because like I wanted to, I don't know. I just wanted to show her that, hey, whoever did your eyebrows, or if you did them, they did a hell of a good job.
Right. I guess looking at people's eyebrows now, I'm going to be paying attention.
I don't know. It's just certain things that I notice, and some nice shoes, or some nice outfits. People love compliments.
Yeah, they do.
So I try to give as much.
I've never met a person that doesn't like a compliment.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. All right. So what would your advice be to a new agent starting in the business from what you've learned in a few years? You've accomplished quite a bit. But what would your advice be to a new agent coming in the business?
I would say the same thing that I tell my kids when it comes to sports. Try everything. Try everything and see what you like. My son doesn't like, baseball, but he might like basketball. Okay. He might like football. Well, his mom's not going to let him play football, but, try everything.
His mom's not going to let him play football?
No, she won't. But I say try everything. Okay. And then you're going to find something in there that you're going to like and want to get educated more on. And that's going to be your niche. I spoke to people one time. They're like, Michael, cancel expires can't be your own thing. And I said, but I'm good at it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep going, doing what I do and what I feel comfortable doing.
Yep.
And because it gives out positivity and I'm productive in there. Like I just feel like my own self.
Yeah.
I'm not an open house guy, but like if my clients want me to, I will.
Okay.
But I just don't do that. I'm a solo agent because I'm not a big fan of team meetings. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I feel like
that surprises me though, for somebody that lived in a team world and environment your whole life, around other great people. That's surprising. Why is that, do you think?
I think they talk to like, I think the conversations, it's kind of a lot of the stuff that I already know how to do. But I feel like a team meeting should be teaching them how to speak to people. I mean, that's I don't care about the CRM. I don't care about, any of that stuff like that. I want to learn, you practice with me how you speak to people.
Yeah.
How to talk, because that's the main reason why deals aren't happening for certain people. They don't know what to say.
Or they're afraid to say it. I see more on that side of things.
Yeah. So I would definitely, start off with conversations, and I got that off of YouTube. And just being who I am, of liking to speak to new people.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so you're looking to learn something new. So you're a big fan of YouTube, just for as new agents come on board someplace, like, hey, you should go to YouTube and learn stuff?
100%.
Cool.
100%.
What are some other resources that you use?
I mean, I paid for a whole bunch of stuff. I mean,
if you're a new agent watching this, careful, because everybody's trying to keep your hand in your pocket.
Yeah, I paid for a bunch of coaching. I always see on Facebook or something that like, is it worth paying for coaching? And I'm like, I mean, you can get everything on YouTube. I think you can. Little shorts, little clips. Yep. You take that little short, and you perfect it into your own way.
Yep. So what about, this is what I'll say though, is there's a lot of agents that are very much, they want it so much, but they don't have the motivation to get going. Or they have that motivation for a little bit, but they don't have the discipline of being able to continue to do it time and time again. For someone like that, what would your advice be to that? Like watch YouTube every morning with something? Like, would that be a better, like get a coach, no coach? Because you're motivated, right? You're self-motivated. You can get up off the couch and you can take care of yourself and your family, right? Not everybody's built that way, the same way.
Correct. And I would say also for me, I had a trainer my whole career since, I don't know, 8th grade. Had a trainer.
You've had a trainer.
Had a trainer for weightlifting. And after I retired, I went to Lifetime and I did 10, 15 push-ups and I left. When I had on my paper to do 30. But I had to get a trainer, that accountability. So you might be somebody, find a team that makes you accountable, that holds you accountable. And that might be good for you. But I'm like my worst critic. And, I am someone who like, hey, dude, it's time to go. Like, let's go. Get on the phones. This is you. The first 4 or 5 conversations are going to suck. You're going to be trash. But as you pick it up, somebody's going to give you the opportunity. So motivation goes away. But like discipline, you got to be disciplined to keep that consistency. And that is what's going to put you over to the top.
Well, and I think that there's a rule, like 21 days to build a habit, at minimum 21 days. Yeah. Right? So if you're going to do something, don't give up too soon, because you said try a lot of things. And I agree with that. Mm-hmm. You should try to find something you love or something you at least like and enjoy that you can tolerate, but do it for a long period of time and don't give up right away. Yeah. And get the habit of from 9 to 10, every single day I'm calling on the phone, right? Do that for 3-4 weeks. And then it doesn't matter if you're motivated or not. No. You built the discipline that you're just going to do it. Yeah. It's just kind of normal. Right?
And I see it as you're not just doing it in real estate, but that's kind of how like you transition into life with relationships. With you see a lot of things in life too, where like, oh man, a divorce here, after 10 years. But I'm like, did they really try to make it work? Did you really like actually put in the time to make it work? And I see a lot of regret of some people because they figure out, oh, I really didn't try.
So no one can get divorced unless you go to a Tony Robbins thing together and talk to him. He will keep you together. Yeah. Like that dude, that man is legit. Yeah. So you want to watch some good stuff. Yeah. I'm with you. I follow you.
Consistency, and just staying the path and seeing the end goals and manifesting it and writing things down. You wouldn't believe how much it helps just to write things down or put little post-it notes everywhere you go. Yeah. In your car, on the mirror, in your bathroom, just everywhere you go, and just remind you over and over.
This is so funny that how boring it is. You're like real estate. These things that you're doing are not game changers or like, oh my gosh, that's what a brilliant idea. It's so boring, but yet it works. Yeah. Right? These things, these small little tiny things work. And I would encourage everybody just to do those things.
I would also say too, Matt, that what I do is when I'm cold calling and I see like a popular name that I'm cold calling, I will go on Facebook. I'll go on every social media. Okay. And I will find them and I'll put the matches together. Yeah. Of like, say, hey, this person lives in Cottage Grove. Oh, this house cold calling is in Cottage Grove. Yep. This must be the same Michael Floyd. Yep. Let me give him a message. Actually, not even a message. I might just videotape myself and introduce myself.
And then you send it through social media.
Send it through their social media, their direct message. And some of it doesn't hit, just like when you call people. It might just go to a random number. But like somebody's going to see it.
Well, that's a really good idea. And to be different. I've had times I found them on social media and I called them from social media. I didn't know you could do that. And I was the only one that ever did that. And they're like, yeah, that sounds good. Obviously we're friends on Facebook. I'm like, I just found you 5 seconds ago, but yeah. Yeah. And that's the difference.
Or I would say like mutual friends. It's big. Like someone would be a mutual friends that I'm good friends with. And I'll be like, hey, Carol, do you know Matt? And be like, yeah, Matt, we work together. And I'm like, well, Matt's house came out the market. And I'm in real estate and I can probably help them out. Can you like send them a message and see if I can get a meeting with them? Yeah, Michael, no problem. Bam.
Done.
And it may not work.
No,
but you're not
going to bat 1,000 on this stuff.
You're doing all the things to giving you an opportunity.
An upper ledge, an opportunity. Like I said, you're not going to bat 1,000. Yeah. But this is a activity business. The more activities you do, the more skilled you get, and the more business you're just going to do. It's pretty simple.
100%.
So like with your calling, just kind of put a bow on this whole cancel expired thing. How many people are you calling a day, and where are you going to get the information, if you're willing to share?
Well, I buy a database that gives me a bunch of numbers.
All right, so you go and get a bunch of numbers from a database.
Yeah.
And these are all canceled?
Canceled, expires, for sale by owners.
Okay. So there's a lot of softwares out there, and you guys can find them,
Yep.
and you can ask, and I will tell you if it's one that's good or bad, because there's a lot out there. But you have to be committed to doing it, and I'll tell you.
Yes. Yeah, because it's like a certain amount each month. And if you're not actually on the phone calling, it's a waste of money for you. So if you're in tune as to what you want to do and you're focused and you're ready to make calls, pay for it.
Yep.
But if you're not, 1 month here, 1 month there, it's just a waste of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that I think we beat that one pretty good, and I think there's a lot of really good nuggets that you put in there, a ton of it. So just kind of wrap it up, I just like to chat a little bit about how do you manage your work-life balance with the family, right? And like coming from an abundance or acting out of abundance and not being like, I'm just going to take everything I possibly can, but instead be like, okay, my family's more important, right? How do you manage that time? Is your wife deciding for you, like you said earlier, or you got to have a pretty strategic plan?
No, it's having a plan, but also communicating with my wife about that. Okay. So there's times in my day or once the kids get home that I'm solely focused with them. And if I have something come up, an email or a text, I let her know, hey, I'm going to be gone for about 10 minutes into the other room. Will you take over? But that communication. Now, when I do it without telling her,
ooh,
all hell breaks loose.
You've learned.
Like I've learned
that same thing. The kids used to call it, where did Dad go? He's in his portal.
Yeah.
He's in his portal.
So then you're on a conversation and all you hear is, Dad, Dad, and it just messes up the whole thing.
Yep.
So if you tell her, communicate, she's going to put the kids downstairs and you're going to have a nice, quiet opportunity to make a meeting happen.
Yeah, return the call or whatever it is.
Yeah. But I usually, communication, but emails and texts are like, and maybe like a minute call, but that doesn't really happen too much. I don't do, I have people in place to do things that I don't want to do.
Yep.
So whether that's a transaction coordinator that makes my life easier, whether it's other agents that I can maybe pay to do certain things for me, that's what I do. But I'm at home with my kids. That's the main priority.
I think that's important, and some people have the luxury earlier in their career than others. Mm-hmm. But I call it that 20% of what you do makes you 80% of your income, right? And I even say it's a 10-90, and that's the lead generating activities that we're doing. Everything else is a revenue retention, like we're just trying to hold on to that revenue, and it's important to understand that your time, as much as you can keep it in the 10% or 20%, and give everything else off, or find a person that's willing to do those things for you, like a transaction coordinator, whatever it is for you, an ISA, whatever it is. Just don't do it too soon. You have to know how to do it at least.
You got to.
Yep.
You got
but
to.
Then stay in your 20%.
100%.
Yep. How fast can I get to that point in running my business?
Yep.
There's a lot of real estate agents out there. There's not many business owners that happen to sell real estate. No. And I think that's the difference in making it successful. So
100%. I agree with you.
Thanks, Michael. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.